Hello, welcome. My name is Tamara Ronkin, and by request, I am making this video about 30 minutes long. Something for you to wake up to, or who knows when throughout the day you like to do your stretching, waking up, and flowing. But over here, it's just about 9 o'clock in the morning, which is the same time that I do my virtual live stream classes through www.myyogasource.com. That is on Sunday mornings, Wednesday mornings, and Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. for the foreseeable future while we all live inside. But in the meantime, this one is coming out to you through YouTube. This is the set. So when you come to flow with me in virtual classes, this is where you'll be meeting me. This is the studio. So go ahead and come into a comfortable cross legged position on your mat. Um, Bring the hands onto the knees and just sort of circle the knees a little bit. Allow the eyes to close. And we're taking steady, even breath in through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. And one more time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Good. Okay. So let's begin with moving through our head and our neck to release tension off the shoulders. So just keep in mind, I can't see you and interact with you because this is just a YouTube video. But when we do live streaming, I'll be able to kind of give you some feedback if you have your screen on. But for now, it is up to you to monitor how you're feeling. If anything doesn't feel right or hurts, you stop. And you can always do a little bit more or a little less than I'm recommending in any given posture. So take a breath in. Exhale, chin lowers toward the chest. And then we create neck circles, inhaling up to the left shoulder. Exhale across the chin and we'll rise up to the other side. And down. And we'll do one more each way. Exhale. And one more. Good. Okay. Taking our hands together in front of us into Anjali Mudra, or prayer gesture. And just interlace the hands, press them forward. The arms rise. The hands lower down by our sides. They rise up again. Inhale. Exhale, and the hands come down. And we'll do that again, just to open up the wrists. Press forward, lift. Hands down. Arms rise. And the hands come down to the heart. Good. All right. So let's release now the right leg forward. So this is kind of like head to knee pose, because it is. And we're allowing the leg to be just a little bit off to the side, and that'll create a gentle stretch on the left side of the back. So we're just kind of taking the breath up. Exhale, slide in. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, slide in. And we'll have one more like that. Inhale to lift. Exhale to sink. Good. And let's take now this left arm into the back space. Exhale, bring it forward. Open it up. There's an open twist. And close it up. One more like that. Open. And close. Perfect. So we'll move that to the other leg, letting the left leg come out to the side, right foot into the inner thigh. And starting with both hands up on the thigh, we take a big breath at the top. Exhale, slide in. Inhale, rise. Exhale, come forward. And one more, lift. And sink. So keeping hold of the leg now with the left hand, and the right arm reaches out. Big breath. And comes forward. Open it up. And come forward. One more time. And forward. Excellent. Okay, so now we want to come to the top of our mat. Our hands are fingers spread wide, shoulders over wrists. Toes are tucked. And we're just going to rock forward and back. So from all fours, hips back toward the heels. And we grow this. So it's a little bit more sinking back each time. Forward and back. Inhale forward. Now we begin to arch. Round. Hips back to heels. Forward, arch. Round. And hips back to heels. Good. Tap the feet down. We'll have another wrist stretch. So picking up the right hand and just flip it over. And we sink forward into the wrist and roll back. And just notice where you want to place your hand. You'll feel a little less if you're back here, a little more if you're up at the front of the mat. Then flip the hand over, and we'll have that kindness to the other hand, flipping the left hand over. Sink and come back. I truly believe that your yoga practice, and I know at least in my body, feels better when I take the time to stretch the wrists and the toes and the ankles before doing any real weight bearing on them. So hips back to heels. Child's pose. Take like 2 or 3 big breaths where you feel the back body inflate and the ribs expand. Inhale. And exhale, let it go. 2 more times. So let's come into a side body stretch. Walk both hands over to the right side. They're about as wide as the shoulders, and lean the body to the left. And I like to create a little detail by moving the weight from the left hand to the right hand. And the sensation is we're creating space in the left side of the body and feeling that stretch around the shoulder blade and the ribs. And in the back. It's so welcome. All right, come to center. And we'll just hop that over to the other side. So again, arms are about shoulder distance apart. And you lean in the opposite direction. So my hands are left, I'm leaning right. That's start position. And then I begin rocking the weight from the right hand to the left hand. Just kind of get in there. You know your body's feeling today. I always say once you find something that's feeling good, go there. Spend a little time. All right, good. So now we've done side, side, side. All right, coming forward. Tuck the toes and we'll rise, downward facing dog. And then the knees come down and we're coming back on tucked toes. Inhale forward, rise, downward facing dog. Forward, and the knees tap down, and we're getting a little bit deeper back into the toes. Do that one more time. Rise up. Good. Coming forward, and the knees come down, and we'll take this into a child's pose. But just for a moment, because we're lifting up onto the knees and the arms. Rise. Exhale, sliding into extended child's pose. Rolling forward and having one kneeling push-up. Rise up, come back to the heels. Inhale, lifting on the knees, arms lift overhead. Maybe you're starting to back bend, but only if you're engaging the belly, because that's holding it all together and safe. Exhale, sliding into child's pose. Rolling forward and having one kneeling push-up. When we do our kneeling push-up, that's our Chaturanga Dandasana. Rise up. You want to think about keeping shoulders above the elbows. Sometimes we lower in too deep. Child's pose, and it's really not good for the rotator cuff. So here I go, slow-mo. See, that's far enough. Rise up and come back. Good. All right, moving into the hips. Let's bring the right foot forward. So here we take the shape of a kneeling lunge pose. So depending on your flexibility, you may or may not have your hands on the ground. So if that's the case, pause the video and get something under there so you can have some flexibility and movement, blocks, books, whatever. All right, here we go. Inhale forward, exhale, tip it back. Forward, back. So that's going from kneeling lunge, Anjaneyasana, right on back to half splits pose, Ardha Hanumanasana. Do that 2 more times. And back. 1 more. Excellent. Bring the right knee back. Child's pose. Coming forward, tuck the toes, rise, downward dog. Coming forward to plank, and it comes with a lift in the heels, and we feel a wave rolling over the back body. Arriving with very rounded shoulders, and then we look up. We'll let you take the knees down and come back into child's pose. Inhale up onto the knees, arms rise. So as we're back bending here, we're lifting heart center, shoulders lower down, and it's like we're kind of rolling over a barrel. Remember to engage the belly. Great. Child's pose. Coming forward, tuck the toes, rise, downward dog. Hips lift, we're rolling forward, coming into our Chaturanga Dandasana. I look up, Chaturanga. Rise up, coming back to down dog. And we'll let the knees drop down. And step the left foot forward so we can grease the left hip and have our kneeling lunge that goes back to half splits pose. So starting here, front, knees over ankle. Inhale, look up. Exhale, kick it back. Forward. Back. Forward. Back. Let's do that one more time. And back. All right, I think we're ready to put it all together almost. Let's bring that left knee back. Coming back to extended child's pose. We'll sit on the heels for a moment. Let the right arm rise up by the ear. The left hand is on the thigh, and we're going to turn the torso to the right. Notice it's the torso doing everything. The arm just naturally follows. And then let the arm lower down. Inhale, arm rises up. Turning the torso back to center. And release the hand. Left arm up. Shoulder down. Starting to turn the torso to the left. Releasing the left hand behind you. Rising up. Arm is by the ear. It's the torso that turns us around. And the hand comes down. Perfect. All right. Let's step up to the front of the mat. And we find ourselves in mountain pose. Feet are hip distance apart, and we can balance the weight between the heels, whoa, and the toes. So you can always test how balanced you are by maybe lifting all the toes up off the ground and noticing that the tripod points are still connecting. Heel, big toe, little toe, and down. Perfect. All right, here we go. Sun salutation A. Arms rise up overhead. Swan dive down. Lunge the right foot back. The left foot follows to downward dog. Rolling forward to plank. It could be kneeling if you prefer. Lower chaturanga. Up dog or low cobra. This is the up dog. And coming back to down dog. The right foot lunges through. The left foot follows. Reverse swan dive up. And chair pose. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Left foot lunges back. Right foot follows to downward dog. Rolling forward to plank. Lower chaturanga. Rise, upward facing dog. Coming back to downward facing dog. And the left foot lunges through. I have to come to fingertips to get that sweet. Carry it up if it didn't just come on its own. Right foot follows. Reverse swan dive up. And chair pose. Good. So from chair pose, we're going to go directly into sun salutation B, which starts with chair pose. And fold. Halfway up. And release. Step the right foot back and then the left foot back to plank pose. Lower chaturanga. Rise up dog. Going back to down dog. The right foot steps forward and the left foot presses. We're rising into warrior one. Exhale, release. Stepping back and floating in, lower. Rise. Down dog. And the left foot comes forward and the right foot presses down, lifting into warrior one. Exhale, release. Stepping back to plank and slide forward as you lower. Lift. Down dog. Every time I say that, it sounds to me like I'm training an animal. Down dog. And we'll let the knees come down and come back to sit on our heels. Okay. So I'm going to come to the wrists again with a breathing exercise. How are we doing on time? All right. I'd like to try and keep this video to about a half an hour if I can. Right hand comes over top of the left and we interlace the fingers. Take a breath while the hands are forward. Exhale, curl them under. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl under. So we're going to add rising to the knees. Inhale, extend. Maybe the arms lift a little more. Exhale, lower in. Inhale, rise up. Arch. Exhale, coming in. Good. Release the hands to the heels. Fold forward. And the head comes down, or maybe it doesn't. Depends on your flexibility. And we pull on the heels, and in pulling, we start to feel a stretch in the upper back and the neck. Good. Rise up onto the heels. And now we'll cross the left hand over the right. Inhale where the arms are extended. Exhale, curling it under. Inhale, extend. Exhale, curl under. Start to rise on the knees. Inhale, extend. We're engaging the belly if we're starting the back bend. Exhale, lower in. Inhale to rise. Exhale, coming down. And we'll take this just one more. Coming down. So once again, we'll take a hold of the heels and fold forward. So this is child's pose. But if you'd like a little bit more, let's have it be rabbit. So holding on to the heels, you would just lift the hips up. So that gives you a little bit more of a back stretch. Upper back, very light with the crown of the head on the ground. Being mindful that you're not putting any pressure on the vertebra in the neck. It's very light touch. And release. Okay, so sit off to the side. I'm going to come to face you again. All right, so let's let the right knee face up and the foot's on the ground. The other foot's just sort of in a easy seated pose. We'll interlace the hands on the shin, and as we pull in, we inhale, look up. Exhale, round. Inhale, rise. Exhale, round. Good. Well, one more. This is a variation of the cat and cow because we're arching and rounding. So coming now to a neutral spine, and we have the left hand holding onto the shin. The right arm rises up by the ear. And yet the shoulder lowers because that's important. So pulling gently on the leg for support. We're pulling the torso around. So all of the twist is happening in the upper body and the arm is just coming along for the ride. And then allow that hand to lower down. Good. Behind you. So using just a little bit of leverage. Good. And come forward again. Allow yourself to come into a cross-legged position, and we'll just circle the hips out to the left, over the shins, rising to the right. Inhale at center and come around again. I love this one because it relieves any discomfort you might have in your low back. Who knows from what? It just feels good. Do one more. Wait for the sparkles to stop. Okay, so now it is the left foot that comes on the ground and the knee faces up, and we'll interlace the hands on the front of the shin and pull in as we lift the heart. And just notice when we lift the heart, sort of like lifting a smile. Just feels a little bit more positive when our heart is lifted and expanded. Compare with exhale round. It feels a little bit more drawn in. So let's come back to inhale, arch. That feels nice. I mean, of course, we want to do both sides. Just when you're having posture and you're having mood, something to think about. Are you lifting your heart or are you sinking down? Good. One more time. Perfect. And we'll bring that foot to cross. So this is the awkward cross because you were the comfortable way before. And hip circles. So starting to the right side. Over center, inhale. Circle. Good. Stop circling. Bring that knee back up. Sorry, I forgot to twist us. Bringing the left arm up by the ear and lower the shoulder. Start to turn the torso around. Good. Good. Didn't that feel nice? So you have your sitting bones grounding, inhales lifting through the crown of the head, and allow that left arm to just lower and come up to the back body. So using a little bit of leverage, you could see my biceps activated, and that's deliberate. Good. Okay, and let that go. So I'm going to go ahead now and face the long edge of the mat again. And our feet are forward, and we'll rotate the ankles outward and inward. Perfect. All right. So let's come to lay down on our back. Bring the right knee into the chest and hug it in. Let the right leg go and the arms stretch overhead. Inhale. The left knee comes in, hug it in. Let the left leg go and the arms rise overhead. Good. Bringing the right knee in again. This time the head will rise to meet the knee. Let it all go. Arms stretch overhead. Bringing the left knee in, allowing the forehead to rise. And let the leg go. Good. So the right knee is going to come in again, and this time we're going to lift the left leg. So we're starting to get into abdominal work because even a 30-minute video needs a little bit of that. Here we go. And just let that left leg lower, pushing through the heel, point through the toes. So it's like we're painting a fence. Brush up, leading with the heel as we lower. Let's do that 2 more times. Brush up, release. Last one, up and down. Nice. Let the right leg go and the arms stretch overhead. Exhale, left knee in, head is rising. Holding this left knee in place, we feel our shoulder blades anchoring us to the ground. Low back is even pressing down a little bit. That creates the engagement in the abdominals. And up comes the right leg. Toes pointed as we lift. Pushing through the heel as we lower. Brush up. Push down. Brush up. Push down. One more time. This is not very precise. I apologize if this side was uneven to the other, but moving on. Both knees come in. All right, heads on the ground, and knees are together, and we're creating small circles. We'll go in both directions. What I love about this one is that it's massaging the low back. Again, an area where some of us tend to find discomfort. Maybe we picked up something heavy and didn't bend properly at the knees, or who knows. Our hips and our jaw and our neck tend to store quite a bit of our stress. So that's why we come to the mat and sort of work those parts out. Okay, so now knees go forward, out to the side, nice and wide. They come up to the armpits and then forward and touch. Out to the side, pull into the armpits, forward, together. Nice. So now let's make a circle of that. They come in, knees forward. I'm lifting head and shoulders because I want to get my abdominals involved again. But if you didn't want to, you could keep your head and shoulders down. Just work the hips and the inner thighs. Good. So now the soles of the feet come together and the knees drop outward. Like snow angel wings, our hands come back. Palms meet. Take a breath here. Exhale and reach. Open it up. Open it up. This time when I reach my hands forward, I'm going to lift my feet to meet the hands. It just adds a little bit more sensation if you want. And then lower both ends. Do that one more time. This time I'm reaching for the ankles and allowing the toes to point forward. So again, getting to the neck, the upper back. This is a really nice stretch for up there. You may even feel it in the chest, depending on how you're holding this. Good. All right, let that go. So arms come out to the side, feet are down, knees are bent facing up. So we're just windshield wipering. Knees drop right and then left. We're not even getting the head involved yet. We're just looking straight up. Okay, I'm ready to get the head involved. Knees go right, head turns left, and then turning the head the other way. Good. All right. So let's advance this up to knees coming into the chest. And instead of letting the knees land on the ground, we're just going to hover as we windshield wipe. So here we go. Knees to the right, head left. Roll over the sacrum and to the other side. Good. Excellent. Okay. Feet come down, arms are by our sides. Pick up the shoulders, tuck them under, and we'll rise into a bridge pose. And I just love to pronounce this one. It's Setu Bandhasana. Ekapada just means one leg up in the sky. Why not? Knee bends, foot down. Knee in, left side, left leg rises as if you want to touch the sky. Knee bends, foot down. Just press the hips up one more time. Good. And lowering down one vertebra at a time. Speaking of time, where are we on this 30-minute video? Okay, I will be wrapping this up pretty soon. Bring the feet out to the wide edge of the mat and another windshield wipe. This will feel a little different. The knees drop out to the right. You notice how we're feeling the stretch now over the left hip. It's nice. And then through center, over to the left, to the right. Now we can start looking in the opposite direction. Let the head roll. Let the head roll. There we go. So now we're holding the knees out to the right, and just for a couple of breaths, if you want more sensation, we pick up that right ankle and place it on the left thigh. That's nice. I have nothing to say. All right, let that go. Feet are wide. Recenter the hips and let the knees draw up to the left. You can hang in this space, or for a little more sensation, bringing that left ankle up under the right thigh. But listen to your right knee. If it complains about this, don't let it go. And I just love that pose. It makes me quiet. Okay, pick up the hips and tuck them under, and the knees come in, and the legs rise up. Arms are by our side. And this is Supta Dandasana. Supta being back lying and Dandasana staff pose. So this might add a little bit more if you want to have your arms up overhead. Cactus arms could be very relaxing. Good. So the point of going upside down with the legs is just to, have such beautiful feet. Look at your feet. It's to allow the fluid to come right back down through the legs, specifically lymphatic system, fluids. And this helps you to, just move things around. Help to clear any sort of who knows what. The lymphatic system helps keep us healthy. Okay. So for the finish, let's bend the knees out wide, taking hold behind the legs. So this is option one on the happy baby. If you have the reach and can get on up here to the outer edges of the feet with a peace toe grip, you can do that. What we want to do is let the head slide back a little so the chin is a little bit lowered toward the chest. And we want to feel our tailbone lowering down onto the ground and sort of make an imprint with our low back. Yeah, pulling down, we're grounded. So once your feeling is grounded as you'd like to be, you can start to add left to right, rocking. Happy baby, Ananda Balasana. And that just makes you smile. All right. Allow the soles of the feet to come together and we lower down in the reclining butterfly. Perfect. Extend the legs forward. Scoot yourself back on your mat if you came off in any way. Palms are facing up. Good. Let your eyes lightly close. Taking a moment just to scan the body and see how you're feeling after having had this 30-minute wake up, stretch, and flow practice. Anxious and we'd expected when we finally take the time to sit still and we're there in our stillness in our body and noticing things. And that's when we can really work on the detail. So on your next breath, allow yourself to surrender your shoulder blades down into the mat. There's kind of a heaviness that comes into the arms. We're feeling the points where the hands are touching the ground. Maybe the fingers roll outward. And as we bring our attention down the torso, we'll notice where our hips are touching the ground. And just for now, noticing if we're gripping, soften now. If anything's being held in tension, we let it go. Bringing our awareness down the legs now, finding the heels and where they touch the mat. And in this next breath, we find that our feet roll outward. The breath is just natural. Good. Okay. So if you like the sensation of Shavasana, I really do encourage you to take on a meditation practice. Roll over to the side and rise up. And meditation is really great because it takes you right into that space I was just telling you about, where maybe we don't know what kind of anxiety we're feeling or what sort of stresses in our tissues in the body. The movement of the yoga practice is really good for getting the what's happening to my hair? Okay, whatever. Getting the stress out of the tissues, and then in doing the meditation that can help you to get the stress out of the mind. And if you're looking for some free meditation guidance, I love the Deepak Chopra and Oprah meditations. And I will have to find, I don't remember offhand what the URL is for that. So I'll put that in the comments on the video. So we will go ahead and finish now, bringing hands into the heart. And we'll have 3 deep cleansing breaths together, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Here we go. Inhale. 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 And for our closing, I am going to offer you the same closing they use in Kundalini classes, because I think it's just so cool. And it's, may the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and may the pure light within you guide your way on. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surrounds you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. And they would end that with a Satnam. This just means truth is my identity. I like it. And my identity is Tamara Ronkin. And I guess my 30-minute intention turned into a 40-minute video, but I hope you enjoyed it. I know I feel better for having done it. So enjoy the rest of your day. My website is www.mindbodynow.com. And you can go there to see my virtual live stream schedule again, and see other videos. I have some sound therapy videos, a couple of times that I played the symphonic gong that are just so soothing. So all kinds of healing toolbox stuff available for the viewing. So thanks again for being here, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye. End stream. Namaste.